A federal judge has ruled that Chicago police can no longer carry the Sig P320. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I haven't talked much about Sig lately as there hasn't been too much news around them and the P320 saga, but we do have something today, and that is that a federal judge has ordered Chicago cops to stop carrying the Sig P320 as their duty weapon. And seeing as Sig has already filed a lawsuit against the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission and its executive director over their decision to ban the 320 from their training academies, arguing the ban hurts Sig's reputation, it'll be interesting to see how they react to this decision. But before I jump into that decision and how the courts even got involved in what the Chicago police are carrying, I'd like to take a moment to thank a friend of this channel, Ammo Squared. The folks over at Ammo Squared are great people, really dedicated to freedom and their goal of helping Americans stock up over 1 billion rounds of ammo, because the Second Amendment protects all the other amendments. The way they're trying to do this is through an automated ammo subscription model that makes sure that you have ammo when you want it. But unlike traditional subscription services, you are not forced into a set budget or monthly shipments. You pick your calibers, how much or how little you're looking to spend each month, and pick a shipping trigger. All ammo is factory new from brands that you trust and stored in a climate-controlled environment until you are ready to have it shipped to your door. They have over 70 calibers to choose from, no minimum to buy, and no extra fees. All orders are also shipped out in 1 to 2 business days, and all orders of over $250 are shipped completely free. It's honestly a really cool service, and their website is also incredibly easy to use. So shout out to Ammo Squared for being a friend to this channel. Now, this decision is one that was actually sought out by the police union in Chicago. The leaders of the police union in Chicago brought the suit after asking Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling to ban the use of the gun in the Chicago PD, as it was listed as the primary duty weapon for 10% of the department's officers. This is, of course, because of all the stories that we were hearing about cops getting shot by their duty weapons while those weapons were holstered. Whether you are a believer or non-believer, or a half-believer, the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 7 were concerned enough to bring it up with the department itself. Several law enforcement agencies have already banned the gun, so such a move isn't really that much of a surprise. In April, CPD's Arsenal Committee voted unanimously to phase out the use of the P320 because of safety concerns, according to a court affidavit. About 1,500 officers were given until July 14th to purchase new service weapons and notify department officials. The lodge decided that the brass were taking too long to come to a decision on forcing people to do this or following up, so they brought the issue to the district court. And the court found that as of September 15th, 756, so only about half, of these officers had registered a new service weapon with the department. 780 had purchased a new firearm but hadn't yet transitioned, giving reasons like holster issues or that they hadn't actually been able to pick up the gun yet. Another 12 haven't complied at all because they've been stripped of their police powers and are, for some reason, still on the payroll. So, according to the union and the courts, that meant that 780 officers were still carrying SIGs after the deadline. It is incredibly fortunate that to date no officer or citizen of the city of Chicago has been injured by an unintentional discharge of a P320, union leaders told the judge. If such an injury were to occur and the injured party discovered that the incident could have been avoided by removing this known hazard and prohibiting officers from carrying the P320 on duty, this will certainly create expensive and unnecessary litigation for the city and potentially for the officers involved. That is definitely a valid point, as we have seen, at least in the case of the airman that unfortunately was shot and died. There's definitely a potential for some scapegoating here. And if these issues are in fact true and real, that definitely poses a liability risk. The judge said that city officials did not fully answer her questions about on-duty officers' continued use of the SIG, and thus, in a written order, she agreed with the police union that officers who have an alternative service weapon that meets appropriate standards should be required immediately to use that alternative weapon. The order, filed last week, gave the city's lawyers 7 days to tell her how many cops were still carrying the P320 while on active duty and a date for them to switch over. Meanwhile, this is the same city suing and attempting to ban Glock for dangerousness, so there's some speculation that lawmakers in the city might try and enact a general ban on the sale of P320s as well, based on the reported safety concerns around the SIG and now this court decision. I certainly wouldn't expect them to not jump on it, if we're being honest here. Now, as far as SIG's reaction in this case, seeing as it came down from the courts, I don't know if SIG will be able to successfully sue the union or the department back into using their pistol. But that'll be another lawsuit to watch for. Alright gang, so that is it for this video. You guys know the drill for all of the algorithm things. Please do them, and as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and happy shooting.